Hey guys, what's going on? It's a Block Bull right back now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now today we have some massive news over on the XDC upgrade, as today is the day XDC 2.0 will upgrade on mainnet in literally a few thousand blocks. Okay, so this is the block number that we need to achieve in order to upgrade the network. We are running ahead of schedule because this was due to go live on the 2nd of October. At the time of recording now, we are currently the 30th of September 2024. Now you can see the countdown here. So this is on the XDC network. So this is block scan. Okay, so we are literally 3 hours, 11 minutes away until we see XDC 2.0 upgrade. So that just means that we are basically enhancing the network with security. We will be upgrading the transactional costs as well, and that way we can mitigate any risk with people or any sort of other sort of networks that are trying to hack and basically sort of overwhelm the network, if you will. So that's what the fees are basically being slightly tinkered with. And then you've obviously got the Benzonite security as well to slash any attackers in real time with evidence guaranteed, allegedly. So anybody trying to attack this network now, good luck trying to get away with it, because it's literally your fingerprints are on the identity theft on the blockchain. Okay, so good luck trying to hack this network now. And this is exactly what institutions want. They want safe and secure networks. If they're going to be transacting utilities, say for example they've got trillions coming into the market, before you're going to put trillions into any sort of crypto, you need to make sure that anybody trying to perpetrate that network is going to get found out and locked away for life. So there we have it now, literally 3 hours away until XDC 2.0, my biggest holding in my portfolio, despite I did sell some, obviously disclaimer, I did sell some for Gala because I feel like Gala can still get going in the interim. We will take a look at the charts here, but even though I am rotating in and out of coins, XDC remains my biggest bag. Okay, along with XRP, Velo and Gala are doing okay as well. So there we have it. So that is the XDC 2.0 upgrade. Now, whilst we're on the topic of XDC, let's just take a look at the charts. You can see how we're playing out here. Lines with marker again, just to simplify what we're currently looking at. Now, this line was drawn on the week list, but I could move this up here. But you can see how simple this chart is actually playing out. Very, very simplistic. And we've got this sort of green order block down here where I believe we can play out. And this is the point where we could actually experience a liftoff with XDC. Now, if you stay tuned in this video, I will show you some very, very peculiar price action which XRP tends to do after every halving and after every US election. So stay tuned for that. But ultimately, I do expect XDC breaking out in Q4, if not the sort of first week of January. I am leaning towards these utility coins breaking out in like the first week of January, and I'll show you why soon. Okay, but ultimately, these are our sort of interim targets here, up at around 9 cents, 7.5 cents to 9 cents. 7.5 cents, I believe, is the sort of weekly high here, the weekly close here. And then obviously we're on the daily time frame now. That is coming in at 9 cents. So 7.5 cents, 9 cents, that's sort of your interim target. And then we've got that all-time high next up around 19-20 cents. So those are our targets. Hopefully we can start challenging some of these highs before the end of the year. That would be really nice. If you could probably make a cup and handle before the end of the year, then January we get lift off, and that's when we go to the cheddar market and we collect the apps. Honestly, I don't even, it's just unfathomable how much money we are going to make in this bull market, because for me personally, even though we work in 4-year cycles, I believe you get a super cycle, then the next following years you'll just get an ordinary cycle. Super cycle, ordinary cycle, and this is how it's playing out now. Last cycle, 2020-21, that was just an ordinary cycle. This time around, with all these wedges playing out, exactly from all-time highs back in the previous cycle. We've created these massive wedges, not just on XDC, not just on XRP, but on other cryptos as well. We are going into a super cycle, ladies and gentlemen, so do not sleep on XDC. Now, if we flick over to XRP, there was a lot of FUD. Everyone's a lot of big accounts over on X, formerly Twitter, shouting from the rooftops, "Oh, XRP's breaking out! XRP's breaking out!" It's really not breaking out, guys. You can see here we're actually printing a new weekly candle here, which is red. We've not broke out. Yes, it did look promising because we've got a wick, a very small wick at that, but ultimately we are retracing. Now, what I want to bring to your attention in the XRP community is because the minute any TA analysis mentions the market is going to correct to the downside, everybody jumps on their back. So it's no wonder that X, over on X anyway, everybody's just blowing smoke up each other's backsides because it's like, oh, XRP's taking off. Oh, it's going to go to $1,000 a coin. You've got to be realistic in these markets. What goes up must come down and vice versa. There are always going to be peaks and troughs in the market. So if you are one of these guys that just wants the price to go up, I want the price to go up. I want to make money. But ultimately, I want to set the correct expectations, because if you haven't got the correct expectations, you will experience mental fatigue. And I feel like this is what's happening over on X at the moment, especially as my brand is obviously growing over on X. You know, I'm up to nearly 7,000 followers. You start getting a little bit more hate, and I've always wanted to keep myself to myself, but the way it is, I'm passionate about these markets, so I'll always cover them. And I think whilst I'm covering them, you know, I might as well share them with you guys, and then at least you guys have got the opportunity to take a look at the charts yourself and make your own decisions, because none of this is financial advice. But however, having said that, I want to bring to your attention the findings, because I am now calling for XRP to actually correct towards 50 cent. And the reason being is because at the time of the Bitcoin halving, which is highlighted with this vertical line up and down your screen, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make these lines just to keep it streamlined, if you will. So this vertical dash line here going through this, when was we now? If we're going back, so this was around the Bitcoin halving around the 11th of July 2016. So this is in the super cycle section. Okay, you can see here, this yellow line is now the US elections. After the US elections, we always come down to revisit the price of where we was trading at the Bitcoin halving. So right here, XRP was trading at 0.0064. After the US elections, we actually rolled over, and you can see here, this price took out the price we was trading at the time of the Bitcoin halving. Now, exactly the same happened after the US elections in the previous cycle, this 2020-21 cycle. This green candle here was at the time of the Bitcoin halving. Okay, within this week. Obviously, we're on the weekly chart here, so weekly candle. Now, look what happened. Literally within 2 weeks after the US election, yes, the market does run up, but you've got to bear in mind we're actually trading inside of the wedge, so there's reason for XRP to move after the US election. However, there was a very sharp correction. We experienced this pump and dump, and you can see this wick down into the blue trend line. But look at what we take out. We take out the Bitcoin halving, XRP price, whatever it was, on the day of the Bitcoin halving, we take out, and that's exactly what that wick does. Now, anytime trading in the, for example, like the Forex market, this happens all the time, because the first thing traders do when they trade in the markets is when they're in profit, the first thing they do is they bring the stop loss up to break even, and it happens time and time again. So even though you've got the correct direction in the markets, you've obviously tried to mitigate risk by bringing your stop loss up to break even, and pretty much all traders do it. Now, I've been in the market 10 years and I've seen this happen time and time again. So if I'm trading with a stop loss, I never, ever move my stop loss. It's just how it is in the markets, because institutional investors know that the retail trader wants to mitigate their risk and have a basically risk-free trade. It isn't going to happen, guys. So what I want to highlight is anytime after the US elections, we will revisit the price of whatever the XRP token was valued at during the Bitcoin halving event. Now, if we fast forward to the current price action, you can see here this red candle. This was, I think, the Bitcoin halving happened on the 19th, but this is a weekly chart, so it has to be a Monday. It won't let me select any other dates. So here we are, guys. Now, the open at this price was around 53 cent. The close was around 51 cent. Okay, and then the wick went as low as about 49.50 cent. So after the US elections, after this yellow line, we will see minimum 53 cent XRP, and in my opinion will go as low as about 49.50 cent, where I will be placing more orders here, because ultimately you can see here where I've highlighted the US elections. It's not long until you actually get a parabolic run. You can see here highlighted in the yellow circle, not long till you get a parabolic run. Boom, 60,000%, literally within a couple of weeks. Massive impulse correction. Boom, full scale. We've done a full move there to mark out the wedge, and then we've been building. So we've had a super cycle back here, ordinary cycle, super cycle again. So this is going to make you guys generational wealth, despite the fact I believe XRP after the US elections will tag 50 cent. It's very short-lived, guys. Look, you can see here 1, 2. So that's literally 2 weeks worth of price action. So 2 weeks over a 2-week period, we'll tag that sort of 50 cent area. And then what we'll do is we'll then run up, and that'll be the super cycle, where I do believe XRP will get into double digits. And there is a very strong possibility that XRP could reach 3 digits in this cycle. Now, if you guys want my ultimate prediction, when we break out, interim targets, peak of the cycle, when to exit, you have a full strategy. You can go over to the link in the description down below, theblockbulls.com, and it'll bring you through to here. So I've got the Ripple plan here, and I've literally just launched the XDC plan as well, ahead of XDC 2.0, which is due to go live in literally 3 hours. There you go, in 3 hours, 10, 9, 8, 7. That's what we'll be counting down in 3 hours, and XDC will go live. So I'll tell you what, it's going to be absolutely bonkers, this super cycle, I'm telling you guys now. So the euphoria will kick in, but I just want to set your expectations and tell you guys 50 cent is on the horizon after US elections, okay? However, having said that, it's looking positive on the XRP Bitcoin chart. So this is the pairing of Bitcoin, okay? It looks as if we was breaking out here. However, we spiked up, and it looks as if XRP is retracing now. So we can continue to actually trade and pinball within this sort of region now, up until, I think that's going to take us at least to the US elections by the looks of things. Tell you what, let's bring ourselves onto the weekly, because it might give us some more dates here along the bottom. If we load up, whilst we wait for that to load up, I'll just have a quick look at Velo as well, because Velo is looking decent as well. I've just been having a play around with Velo at the moment. I'm going to go over to lines with markers. So if I scroll out with you guys, you can see exactly what's going on here. So we've got these sort of 2 red trend lines converging. Well, not converging, should I say. They're more like tram lines, if you will. They're not quite perfect perpendicular lines. However, this yellow line actually marks out the... I'll tell you what, I'm going to refresh the page, because for whatever reason, let's go over to Velo here. Up 4%, by the way. So now the charts are loaded up. You can see more clearly here. So we got this breakout rejection. We never held that previous high here, which is what this yellow line is all about here. Now we have got this sort of interim support going on with the blue line, which is holding the price up nicely, and it seems as though the yellow horizontal line is now acting as support clearly. So I think this has been a successful support. I'm not quite sure we're outside of the woods yet, but ultimately I would like to see us get up into this green order block here, which marks out this sort of area of significance where supply and demand is. This sort of price is about 3.5 cents all the way up to about just shy of 5 cents as well. But again, we got this sort of red trend line coming through as well. So this could act as support. This could actually stop us from running in. We could wick in it, But ultimately, I believe we're going to, be halted by that resistance ultimately. And it's probably not going to be now till the new year when Velo follows the rest of the altcoin market. So I'm expecting first week in January, all the altcoins are just going to explode because we've still got Bitcoin to break out of that 6-month wedge. And we've also got Ethereum to start outpacing the market. And then obviously the money trickles down to the large caps, to the altcoins, to the small cap gems, etc. Okay, so this is where we are now, guys. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. If you need a plan, be sure to click on the link below. Make sure you grab yourself a plan if you want full access to that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave you with it. I shall see you next time. Blockbull, over and out.